It's the biggest year for the Back to the Future trilogy. 3 events, all happening on the same year. First off, it's the 30th anniversary of the first film. The original Back to the Future was a film that was so popular, it was the highest grossing film of 1985, above Stallone movies like Rambo and Rocky IV. It combined romance, drama, and time travel into one movie and made it extremely well known. Second, it's the 25th anniversary of the third film. While the third movie is considered by many to be the black sheep of the trilogy, it was still successful and concluded the story of Back to the Future with an unexpected turn of events. But we're forgetting something. What could it be, you might be asking? Well, it's the day of the future. That's right, today is October 21st, 2015, the magical date that Doc, Marty, and Jennifer traveled to in the second film. And today, I'm counting down 10 of the things from 2015 that people loved and wanted to see the most. Strap yourselves down and prepare for flux dispersal, because it's top 10 most anticipated things from Back to the Future Part 2. Number 10. Biometric currency. In the previous video, 11 things Back to the Future Part 2 gave us before 2015, I mentioned biometric security such as thumbprint doorknobs. As for currency, it was also seen in the movie, specifically when Old Biff exits the taxi. The most famous example of this is Apple Pay. Using an iOS device like an iPhone or an iPad, you can link your credit or debit card to your thumbprint, tap your thumb on your iOS device's home button, keep in mind the old ones won't work, and kablam, you just paid for something using your thumb. It seems our lives are becoming more convenient over the years. Number 9. Food hydrator. Seen for a few seconds in the movie, this magnificent device uses hydration to heat up and hydrate dehydrated food within a matter of seconds, like pizza. This technology is very unlikely, especially at this rate, but food is still hydrated the old-fashioned way, boiling water. But something like this would blow our minds. Number 8. Pepsi Perfect. Another thing that was seen for a few seconds in the movie, Pepsi Perfect was a vitamin-enriched Pepsi that came in a futuristic bottle with a built-in straw. While the vitamin-enriched version has yet to exist, their rival Coca-Cola already released a vitamin-enriched soda. As for Pepsi, on October 5th, they announced a real Pepsi Perfect. Although long awaited, it is not movie accurate. The bottle lacks the built-in straw, the sticker is different, and it is not vitamin-enriched, but rather made with real sugar, which is something they already did. The drink is a limited edition as only 6,500 bottles are to be made, exclusive to Amazon.com. 1,500 bottles were also given away at the New York Comic Con. Number 7. Video communication. I already discussed this topic in 11 things Back to the Future gave us before 2015, but I'll discuss it again anyways. During the scene in the future McFly residence, Niels and old Marty talk face-to-face on a video-style phone application. Again, Apple, FaceTime, and Skype have taken advantage of this technology, but if we could get on-screen text for the person's favorite sports, drinks, hobbies, address, wife, food dislikes, and other miscellaneous information, we'd be one step ahead. Number 6. Auto-adjusting and auto-drying jacket. It's something that is far simpler than it looks. With the hold of a button, its sleeves contract or lengthen to fit the user, and when wet, another button dries the jacket. Referring back to my previous sentence, the button is held, not pressed, as seen in the movie. Look closely. Did you miss it? I'll play it again, but close up.
This thing doesn't fit.
So the jacket isn't smart enough to measure your arms, but it will still work even by holding the button. But as for the drying part, that is still a mystery. Number 5. Cubs winning the World Series. Predicted by Spielberg and Zemeckis, the Chicago Cubs would win the 2015 World Series over Miami, now the Marlins. As of today, the Cubs have been making incredible progress to the playoffs, beating the Pirates and the Cardinals, but losing to the Mets. The false prediction, though, is Miami is not participating in the World Series. Oh well, at least the Cubs are in. Number 4. Garbage-based fuel. Seen at the end of Part 1 and throughout Parts 2 and 3, garbage-based fuel was something that would exist in 2015. The prime example of a garbage fuel generator would be the Mr. Fusion home energy generator. Seen on the DeLorean time machine to power the time circuit and flux capacitor, but it is likely also used to power homes. Recently, Toyota has announced that they will be releasing a hydrogen cell-based car, in which the hydrogen itself is created from garbage. So this idea has actually become a reality. While it may not work the same way the Mr. Fusion does, it is suggested that the Mr. Fusion is also hydrogen-based. Number 3. Flying cars. This is one of the most convenient inventions in the movie, but it is also the most unlikely. This device is simply a car with hover-converted tires allowing it to fly at different altitudes. This concept has actually become a reality. Well, sort of. The most famous and recent example of the real-life flying car is Terrafugia's Transition. Simply put, it's a car with collapsible wings. Able to drive on the ground like a car and soar through the air like a plane, this innovation is very simple. But you need a driver's license and a pilot's license to operate this thing. It is estimated that shipments will start this year, but probably not. Number 2. The hoverboard. Made popular by the heroic Mattel version, the hoverboard was simply a skateboard without wheels, instead using superconductors, either magnetic or supercooled, that allowed the board to hover a few inches off the ground. Even when you put your full body weight on it, it still floats like a butterfly. Recently, Hendo created the first true hoverboard, but those only work on a special surface and require hover parts to be used. Soon after, Lexus created their own hoverboard that used a combination of liquid nitrogen superconductors, likely room temperature, and magnets. But like the Hendo, this hoverboard requires a special surface to be used on. Whether or not we'll get a hoverboard that works on anything is unknown. And number 1, the power lacing Nike mags. Here they are, and 26 years old, these electronic shoes are powerful in every way. When you stick your foot in them and pull the tongue, they tighten up all by themselves and light up with bright colors. No more having to tie and retie your shoelaces. Over the years, there have been few releases of the Nike mags. In 2011, Nike and the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's Research teamed up to create 1,500 pairs of the Nike mags, apparently lacking the power lace feature, but were able to light up on a 5-hour charge. Knockoffs soon followed, but in 2014, on the 25th anniversary of the second film, Halloween costumes released unlicensed versions of the shoes similar to the knockoffs. But this year, it has been said Nike will release the power lacing versions of the shoes, but it is rumored that they will still be at auction similar to the 2011 versions. Otherwise, they'll be put in mass production. Well, that's the list. Be sure to like this video, favorite it, and subscribe to the channel. You can also add this to your playlist and share it with your friends. And until next time, be sure to watch the birdie.